Hey everybody, it is Cody here from Rasslin Rage and Michigan Independent Weekly. I am joined by none other than Johnny Delicious. I'm going to ask him a few questions in a few moments. But before I do that, please smash the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and click the bell to be notified when all the great content comes to the Rasslin Rage channel, like this awesome interview I'm going to do with Johnny Delicious. Also, don't forget to scroll down into the description and find a link to Podbean where you can find the audio content like this interview, as well as Rasslin Rage and MIW. You will also find a link for 1 month free of unlimited hosting on Podbean if you're interested in starting your own podcast or you already have one. Awesome sauce type stuff. Mr. Johnny Delicious, how are you doing tonight, sir?
You know, Cody, I'm doing great. I can't be any better. The only thing that could make me better is if I was watching some people get their faces kicked in right now. But instead, I have the pleasure of sitting here and talking to you.
Well, I appreciate you doing so for sure. I want to ask.
That's quite a setup you got back there. I don't see any Johnny Delicious pictures.
No,
I don't see any Dre Jacobs, any MM3, any Adam Wick pictures. Alex Weir.
Alex Weir is over. Where is he? There. He's right there.
It looks like AJ Styles to me. Doesn't look like Alex Weir.
That's Alex is up there.
He's there. All right, I'll allow it.
He's there. He is there. I promise. Now, I have to ask. You know, I'm a little. I guess you could consider me new to the independent scene so much because I've only been around for a couple years. So I've come like what was it? Season 5 was my first XICW Proving Ground.
Johnny come lately.
Right. Yeah. But I want to know the origin story of Johnny Delicious. How did you get involved in professional wrestling?
The origin story of Johnny Delicious. Oh, man. Going from little kid, I mean, I was never really little. I've always been big badass, but just being little and watching this on TV, watching professional wrestling, idolizing it, having family that would watch it with me and encourage that I watch it and loved it with me, seeing likes of Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jim Cornette, Mr. Fuji, Freddie Blassie, guys like that be able to do what they were doing and look so awesome doing it. And not only that, but they were out there with the guys that I liked. I was never a Hulk Hogan fan, right. Never an Ultimate Warrior fan. I was always the guys that were beating them up and trying to get them early, Andre the Giant, like greatest of all time, Andre the Giant.
Right.
And then my hero, Bobby Heenan, managing him, watching him, help him go against Hulk Hogan for the title.
Yeah, that was some good stuff.
It starts where we all start. I'm a fan. No matter what, I'm a fan. And then life rolls on, things change in your life, and you realize that you're not doing what you should be doing with your life. Fall in some times, do some things. Probably not everybody wants to do everything I do, but you know what? I got things done, and that's what I still do today, is I get things done. But I realized that that's not the way to do it. The way to do it is to be doing what I want to do. And I found the House of Truth, trained at the House of Truth, but I trained at the House of Truth back when it was in downtown Detroit across the street from the Faygo factory.
Oh, wow.
Trained down there. Was trained by Truth Martini, American Kickboxer, Orlando Christopher, and Jeff Brooks. From there, it's just gone. I went on the road with American Kickboxer, traveled all over with him, traveled all over the world. I used to manage the Scarbonis. I'm not even sure if you know who the Scarbonis are.
Yeah, I know who they are.
Yeah. Vinny and Sonny were my guys. I started off with them too. I went all over with them. My first ever time being in a wrestling ring was with those guys.
That's awesome, man.
Went down, traveled everywhere I could possibly go, and here I am. And now managers were dying, and that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be the guy in the ring getting beat up. Why would I want to ruin this? Why would I want to ruin this?
Right.
So I went the other route. I found the guys that wanted to beat up other guys, and that's what I do, is I make sure that they get what they want and they get paid to do it.
Absolutely.
But I give it all to, again, Truth Martini, an American kickboxer. Some of you might know him as Izzy High. So I give it to them for everything they did. Orlando Christopher and Jeff Brooks for training me like they did, and the Scarbonis for taking me on the road, amongst so many others.
Right. Yeah. So you do all that. You're now
Yep.
the mouth. I would say the mouthpiece, right? Do you consider yourself a mouthpiece, or do you consider yourself like the man? Like,
You know, a lot of people want to say that I'm the mouthpiece, but in reality, I'm more like an organizer.
organizer.
I'm the
Okay.
one I'm the one that puts it all together. I'm a manager,
Right.
but I like to get everybody that has similar goals that I have and put them together and make it happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I talk a lot. That's a lot of people will say I talk a lot. Some people will say I don't even talk enough. But you know what? Whether I'm a mouthpiece or whether I'm motivation, I could be the motivational speaker of that locker room. I could be the motivational speaker of the Kira Clan. But I could also be the mouthpiece for guys like Alex Weir and Dre Jacobs, TJ Meyer, Adam Wick. But all that it really is I'm their support. And I manage them to get them what they want.
Absolutely. I like that. Now, XICW. We what was it? March, April, something like that. I can't even remember.
March, yeah, I believe it was March 15th.
Yeah, March was the last show. It was actually the last show in the state of Michigan before everything was basically shut down. And
everything was shut down while we were having that show.
Yeah, basically. They basically said, we're done. Now we're here. We got 2 episodes left, I believe it is. And we have 2 of your guys in the finals.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Actually, I would have it another way. I would have MM3 and Matt Hagen in there. Right. I would love to have that 3-way of the Kira Clan in there. But, as things happen, we have priorities. Some of us have other things that we have to do. And some of us just, management of XICW and the board of XICW just didn't like that. Personally, I think they were out to get me a little bit, but,
Right.
We have 2.
How do you
2 left?
Do you you can't choose, right? What do you do?
I let the guys go out there and I let them destroy each other.
And then
I've been doing this. You've been around for long enough,
right?
And if I wasn't always in the corner of MM3. I wasn't always in the corner of Alex Weir.
True.
I've been in the corner of Dre Jacobs damn near since the beginning of XICW, his career there. After season 1 of Proving Ground, he was the first rookie to make a draft pick. He was the first runner-up in Proving Ground season 1, and no one knew who he was. And now everybody knows who he was. And he's also the longest reigning Extreme Intense champion. But for the longest time, I didn't see eye to eye with everybody. Dre Jacobs and MM3 have had some of the biggest wars. Alex Weir and Dre Jacobs and MM3 have all gone to war with one another, all up and down the state, all up and down the Midwest. And I'm going to let them do what they do, and they will fight it and leave it in the ring because that's what they do. Winning is our only option. It's only ever been our option. And that's why every single one of them have a belt around their waist.
Absolutely. That's another true story. True story.
Now there's a slight stacking against it because we do have 2 champions on one team. Because let's not forget that Adam Wick is the Noah Gokenauer Memorial Tag Team Champion as well.
That is right. He is. That's a little odd. What would you call conundrum? Tag team, because you have Adam Wick, Jack Price, and Jack Price is a former member of the Kira Clan. And how does that kind of work? Is there I don't know.
Let's just say Alex's back hurts after every single match with Jack Price. And I'm going to go with it's probably from carrying him. So,
wow.
But see, the thing about it is the fans picked it. The fans picked that match.
Yeah.
The fans picked that tag team. Do you remember who Jack Price and Adam Wick beat?
Aaron O'Ryan.
It was Aaron O'Ryan.
Yeah.
Another former member. So right there, it tells you that the fans know who the best are, and I know who the best are. Jack makes it happen. He goes out there and does what I tell him to do. Adam goes out there and gets the victory with the 1, 2, 3, and they have titles. They have the titles. That's all that matters.
Absolutely. Now, wrestling is on the cusp of coming back to the state of Michigan with everything starting to open back up and everything. And we still have 2 episodes, I believe.
That's true.
Of Proving Ground. We still have 2 to go. And then we have season 8 was scheduled and already passed. You know, it was supposed to happen.
That's right.
Beginning. I'm looking forward to season 8 just as much as I am the finale of season 7. I mean, season 7, when they announced even just the rookies alone, was amazing. You know, then to find out all the veterans on top of that, I can't wait to see season 8 as well as the finale. What's going through your head as you guys are you only have one team to beat, really?
I have one thing going through my head right now, and it is season 7. We are going to win season 7. We are going to get our titles as we deserve. We are going to keep our titles as we deserve. And when season 8 comes, the only thing I'm going to do is sit back and watch. I'm going to look for veterans and I'm going to look for rookies. I'm pretty sure that Kira Klan will be sitting out season 8 because we have bigger and better things to be doing, like kicking everybody's butts.
Well, speaking of Kira Klan kicking some ass, there was this dude that was on my show recently, and he did an interview. His name's Tommy Vendetta.
Oh, I heard.
Yeah,
I heard.
This guy, right? So he comes on and he says that he wants to do a death match at some point in his career, but then he also goes on and talks about doing a match with none other than Dre Jacobs. And Dre Jacobs comes on and says he'll put the title on the line. Amazing stuff, but oh my God, that's nuts, dude. Like those two, that'd be a great match.
Don't get me wrong. Tommy Vendetta he's skyrocketing right now. The value of Tommy Vendetta is just going like this. That's where it's going right now. But he's going crazy. I don't know if do you follow him on social media?
Oh yeah, I do. He's nuts.
Tommy Vendetta is going crazy. Tommy Vendetta is somebody who comes from a background who is clean cut and is to be told what to do all the time. I don't know if you know that. Tommy Vendetta is a former serviceman who it's by the book every single time. And when you see somebody start to crack just because they don't see anybody for a couple months, because they can't go out and get a haircut for a couple months, because they don't have a personal stylist like some of us do, they go a little crazy.
Right.
But then you have people like Dre Jacobs, who they're already crazy. Dre Jacobs is a monster.
Yeah, he is.
He is from the wastelands. Do you think he cares what the next person that stands in front of him looks like? What the next person standing in front of him says? They want a death match? Cool. Dre Jacobs is the Extreme Intense champion. The Extreme Intense champion was built on the first death match guys coming to Michigan. Ian Decay, Mr. Insanity, Deranged, Levi Blue. I'll even give it to him, the DBA.
Yeah.
You've also seen guys like Jake Something with that title. You've seen guys like Orlando Christopher. They've all put their heart and soul into that. But Dre Jacobs has done it for the most period of time. And I'll tell you what, Tommy Vendetta, you want that match? Tommy Vendetta, the fans voted the best wrestler in XICW right now, or whatever that poll was. It's all internet. Don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Fake news.
The ones that are the true champions are the ones with the gold around their waist. So Tommy Vendetta, I'll even say it if Dre hasn't. If you want that match, you will get that match.
Ooh.
And I'll tell you what, we'll even put the title on the line.
Nice.
But you know what? We just have to have the time and the place to do it.
Right. And we got to get there.
We got to get there.
Yeah. We're still
not my fault. The state of Michigan doesn't want it. Big Gretch, she doesn't want it.
No.
She doesn't want it to happen. You know why, Tommy? Because you used to serve the likes of her. You used to serve those politicians. And Tommy, she's trying to save you.
Oh, wow. Nice. I like it. Now, a little bit off the beaten path of wrestling, where we've been on the stay-at-home order. We were at like about 2 months, I'd say, give or take here or there. Was there anything that you did?
Wait, how many months?
2 months.
March to April, April to May, May to June.
Well, all right. 3
Well,
months.
you're a true XICW fan. Can't count, man. All right. We're going to go with 3 months. It's closer to 3 than it is 2, but all right, keep going. Sorry.
We'll go with 3. Anyways, what were you doing during those 3 months to keep yourself sane?
I was living it up, man. I didn't have to go to the Ritz. I didn't have to go to the Hot Rocks bar. I got to enjoy feeling not dirty. May have broken a few rules here and there. May have gone out and done some things.
Right.
May have had a few drinks here and there. But you know what? I live lavish, man. I do what I want when I want. I was still able to travel. I was still able to be with the people I wanted to be with, you know, and I had some fun. Had a few drinks, had a lot of drinks, had some people around, you know.
Yeah.
We do what we have to do. And it's not my fault that you guys aren't able to do that.
I know that it does suck, huh?
And I also didn't go crazy, and I didn't start spewing off at the mouth like I wanted to fight Dre Jacobs because I know better.
Some people just have
crazy,
you know, want to get their butts kicked and stuff. I don't know, man.
Some people do.
Yeah, for sure. Are there plans for you as far as, I mean, you're obviously the organizer, as you've stated, of the Kira Klan, and you make things happen. Are there what's prospects for the Kira Klan, or is the Kira Klan okay where they're at?
You know, the door is always open for those who want to do better. But at the same time, it takes a lot to become a part of the Kira Klan. We have a dynasty in MM3. We have a man who has been destroying people and just lariating people. Lariating? Is that a word? I don't know. Knocking their heads off with his big ass forearms and big ass shoulders for 10 plus years. And then we have a master and black belt. It's not just anybody that can become part of the Kira Klan.
Right.
It takes a lot to become a part of the Kira Klan. And then you have Adam Wick, he's working his way in the ranks. And then some would like to say Matt Hagen is working his way in the ranks too. But some would also say that Matt Hagen hears what he wants to hear. So right now, I look at everybody and I watch everybody. But right now, we're okay.
All right. I like that. I asked that.
Let me ask you a question. Cody, let me ask you a question.
Hit me up, bro.
All right. If I were to say, care what a fan thought, who would you like to see in the Kira Klan along with Dre Jacobs, Alex Weir, and MM3?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, at this current time, I think Matt Hagen is a good fit.
You think Matt Hagen's a good fit, huh?
Yeah, well, considering he was...
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you don't ever listen to the internet.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Tell me why.
Well, I
why
mean,
was Matt Hagen?
He was smart enough to pick MM3 as his veteran, so obviously he's got some kind of brains there.
True.
But that's really all I'm going on, is that, to be truthfully honest with you.
All right, I'll allow that little bit of a defense. I mean, it has nothing to do with talent. It has nothing to do with, looks. It has nothing to do with intensity or, the fact that he kicks people in the face for no reason or jumps off of things for craziness. All right, I'll give you that.
Okay, all right. Now, Johnny Delicious, is there any goals going forward for you or the Kira Klan coming up here in 2020 that we're gonna maybe get to experience at some time?
Big surprises. Everything's going to be a surprise from now on, because you know what? I don't give out. I'm not your typical supervillain. I don't give out every single detail of my plan. It's all going to be a surprise. Where I'll show up, what I'm going to do, and who I'm going to be with. because a true supervillain just does what he wants and takes over when he wants. That's exactly what I'm going to be. Is this year's supervillain. You think Corona was bad? Not happening. You think Murder Hornets were bad? The Kira Klan's even worse. You think that the stay at home, I can't get my haircut was bad? Wait until Johnny Delicious shows up looking better than ever every single time without this little 3-month mustache, bad 5 o'clock shadow, and shaving my head because I can't get a haircut. I am the best, and I'm going to make sure that I surprise everybody every single time and show up even more.
Awesome. I like it, man. Now, guys, listen, before we get out of here, I want to make sure to let you know that down in the description, I'm going to put the social media for Johnny Delicious so that you can go over there and follow him or subscribe or whatever platform he may be on so that you can get all the information about anybody that he manages and himself. Any final words that you want to throw out there to the people that are watching?
Yes. Trust the process.
On that note, thank you for joining me.
It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man